Well. Ladies and germs, welcome to another rendition of Run It Back here at Into the West Comics. We're coming live from Las Vegas, Nevada, powered by Gorilla Cross Studios. And with me, joining me today are our co-hosts. I'm going to start it off with the brightest guy in the room. He's always got the shine. It's Sonny, baby.
Hey, what's going on, player? Your hair looks amazing.
Oh, hey, man, thanks. Just went to Great Clips and said, just give me a zero fade.
Run it up.
Blend it up. Leave a little length on top.
You're looking good.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. I've been working out a lot, so I've been trying to get in shape. But enough about me. Let's get to this next guy. He is our brother. He is the deacon, the bishop himself, Marcus.
Brother
good
Marcus.
to see you, brother Marcus. How are you, man?
Very good.
Wonderful.
So excited to be
I
here
like
today.
your outfit today. You're looking good,
Thank
looking
you,
fresh.
thank you. Repping
What's the
out
shirt there?
Alternate reality. Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it.
That's really
And then all the way from also Las Vegas, Nevada. He is everyone's true hero. He is the harbor for us when we get a little stormy. It's Austin himself.
Hey,
Austin,
hey,
the
what's
light
going
of the
on?
world. Good
Glad
to
to
see
be
you,
here.
man.
Mr. Milkshake.
Yeah, Mr. Milkshake.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mr. Milkshake, baby, drink it up. I drink your milkshake.
All right.
All of it. But enough about milkshakes. We are running back Star Wars this month, and we are doing everyone's favorite Star Wars movie.
Yes.
Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I will say this about The Phantom Menace. I think that this movie has aged like a good wine. I know that a lot of people give it crap, and their validations are not their validations, but their arguments are validated.
Yeah.
The pacing in this movie, especially on Tatooine and some of the stuff on Gunga, you're like, can we get through this?
Right.
Let's go. Let's pick up the pace here. But we get Darth Maul. We get the coolest looking Sith probably of all time in any Star Wars medium.
Easy.
And we get Jedi in their prime,
Yeah.
really.
Right.
And we get to see swashbuckling and a really interesting Anakin Skywalker.
It's
Political intrigue. You got the political intrigue.
And then there's the political intrigue that is really slept on and was slept on a lot at the beginning when this movie came out. But for me, it aged really, really well. And there's a lot of really cool Easter eggs we'll kind of get into as we're talking about this more. Why this movie was so great. But Sonny, what did you think of The Phantom Menace?
So we were talking about before. This is my intro to Star Wars. When I think I don't know some teenager.
1999 is when this movie came out.
I was for me, I was stoked, and especially how cool you talked about Darth Maul, double-bladed lightsabers, coolest design, the score. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, it was awesome, and it like you said, it does. I don't know. For me, if it ages like fine wine, but it's definitely not.
No, not fine wine. I was very specific. I'm a wine guy, so I said a good wine, not a fine wine.
Like a nice nice Tempranillo. You know what I mean?
Exactly. See, thank you.
Okay.
Level 1 sommelier. So anyway, I would say, for me, it hits the nostalgic points for me. Like it's going to be up there in my list just because, CG was different back then, so watching it now is very awkward, But I don't hate it as much as everybody else does. I think
I'm with you.
To me, it was awesome. Like you said, seeing Jedi in their prime, seeing a movie like that, it was very different than anything I've gotten prior. So just character design with Darth Maul alone carries it for me, But yeah, I think it was excellent. It's hard to compare these versus the OGs and even stuff that we've gotten pretty recently, from everything like pacing or CG or character development. It's really they are definitely three different projects. You
can definitely tell the generations between the three of the movies.
100%.
Especially with the 70s and 80s, and then the 90s going into the new millennium, and then postmodernism as far as movies are concerned, with more of a global corporate entity as Star Wars is, 100%. Which has kind of turned it into, but we're trying to steer it back. But Marcus, when you saw it, what did you think?
I thought it was amazing because going back to what Sonny was saying, this was 1999. And so my best friend and I we theater hopped back and forth between this and the first Matrix movie that was also out at the same time. So to me, when it comes to CGI, I thought as a high schooler, junior, going into my senior year, that man, this is the pinnacle.
This is as cool as it gets.
This is as cool as it gets. We got the whole the 360, Trinity leaping in the air and the Matrix, and then we have the cool lightsaber effects and stuff of Star Wars and all the ships and to me that was the pinnacle.
Right.
And little did I know that they were still kind of pushing the envelope. Even George Lucas himself was still kind of pushing the envelope within each one of these movies within this trilogy.
Yeah.
It got progressively better with episode 2 and episode 3, I think, as far
Agreed.
as CG.
Yeah.
And so for me, this was my first. I enjoyed it. Jake Lloyd's character, young Anakin, I think for a kid actor, he carried the scenes very well because he had a lot to do.
Yeah.
He had a lot to set up
For sure.
for such a young actor who's not as mature as some of these other child actors.
This is pod racing.
The pod racing stuff, I mean, that was cool. That was kind of like Fast and Furious. That was good junk food.
Yeah.
I didn't care for it. Didn't care. To me, it didn't move the story along as much. Okay, great. He's a great pod racer. He has force-like reaction skills. Great.
Yeah.
I'm the only human who can do it. Okay, great. I don't need to see a whole race. I don't care. But it's still, I guess you can say it kind of served, that was part of the whole 10-course meal, if you will.
Yeah.
You can't just run and jump to like course 6. You got to get through those courses.
Right.
But it was great. Of course, again, I had a crush on Natalie Portman back in the day. As everybody else.
Everybody did.
I was all for that.
Still.
Had? What do you mean?
Well, yeah. You know what? She might have been the only thing that was good about the most recent Thor movie. Actually,
It's true.
honestly, she's still pretty good looking. She's still she's keeping it together. She's not,
Oh,
looking
no
all-
doubt.
Yeah, she's
But absolutely, this movie does touch on generations. And for me, I was 10 years old when this came out. Austin, how old were you when this
To
came
age
out?
you guys, I was 1, so I didn't see it in theaters.
Okay, so this is
Make
good.
you guys feel old. I was born in
Austin, we want to
98,
get to you. So when did you first see this movie, and then what did you think of it when you saw it?
My parents showed me the OGs first, so I didn't see any of the
traditionalists.
Yes, so they
Okay.
showed me
Lucky you.
the New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Then we watched Phantom Menace, and I thought when I was a kid, this is cool
This is
because
awesome.
in the OG ones, you don't really see lightsaber battles. So like
right.
for this one, it was kind of like, ooh, we get to see like the Jedi's actually like fight each other, fight these weird droids. Like for you guys in the movies, were you guys confused at the beginning? Because whenever I watch it, I'm like, what's with all these weird aliens?
We're going to get to that. And yes, as a child, I had no idea what
Yeah.
was going on because there's a lot of political undertones
yeah.
that we don't really realize, which we're going to get
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
Right.
after your review.
Yeah, but I
want
love
to touch into that.
I love Liam Neeson, Qui-Gon Jinn. He was really cool. I wish they used him a little bit more. But yeah, I thought he was really cool. Of course, the ending, Darth Maul lightsaber battle,
Right.
pretty awesome. No one ever saw that before. So yeah, I thought it was great. Just like you guys, it's a fun movie to watch. It's not my top, but it's
Right.
just a fun, like, hey, just turn it on to, like when I'm writing a paper or something, just turn it on, just something fun to watch. So yeah,
Except
that's
for
what
when
I
it gets
thought
to
about
that last what 20 minutes or so, then you pay attention.
Yeah,
and then you
really, the
tell
last
you what-
45 minutes, you're like, I'm in. After they're like, we're going to go get him. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm
All right.
in. Let's go. If it's on TNT, you're like, I'm
Yeah,
here.
I
guess I'm watching it.
They know drama. So this movie, for those of you who haven't seen The Phantom Menace, it starts off with 2 Jedi going to the Trade Federation, who's putting a blockade to Naboo, meaning the things that they're trading to this planet, they're cutting off the supply line because they're trying to get more money out of Naboo.
Right.
And the Jedi are sent there to handle negotiations between this system of Naboo and the Trade Federation. And the Trade Federation's not doing this just to Naboo. It's doing it to all the other systems in the Republic, and it's causing a problem.
Right.
Because this guy who's leading the separatists who lead the Trade Federation is this Lord Sidious that no one really knows about. But he's a
Right.
phantom menace.
Right.
He does
Okay, that's
everything
the
in the
first thing.
shadows.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that was the whole thing.
That's the whole
Wow.
plot of the movie. That's
know that.
how it starts. Is there's a phantom menace behind the scenes who's creating this Trade Federation, and the Trade Federations, get with Geonosians and they create the droid army, which is why we'll get. And when we get into the Clone Wars, we'll kind of speak more to the political undertones of that.
Oh
but
my god, yeah, for sure.
but we didn't get that. I didn't get that as a kid. I didn't
Right.
really get that till
Yeah.
I was an adult. And it was really interesting because if you look at what the Phantom Menace was, it models after how World War II was started. Trade negotiations weren't right between places. You give me this, you give me that. This is a problem, especially between Japan and the US. That was the big thing of why attacked the Pearl Harbor was attacked, and that's kind of what we see in this first Phantom Menace. Is the separatists are almost like the Japanese attacking Pearl Harbor and Naboo being Pearl Harbor. It's a paradise.
Yeah.
There's beauty around it, and the Jedi are there, who are these warriors that have been there for a while, and so there's a lot of similarities that come to it, and I think people miss that because of the pacing of this movie.
Yeah.
What's something that you guys take out of watching it again and thinking, oh, this is what makes a great Star Wars movie? Because when I watch it, I'm like, they got everything for me. They got the action, the political undertones that are with it, as far as a whole system-wide thing. And then, I mean, then great, like, sort of Arthurian tale in Anakin being the chosen one as well. So it hits it. So what's the main theme that you take from this movie and go, that's what I hang my hat on?
I think it's probably the storytelling and the development between what the characters are supposed to do. Like you said, it's a lot of weight to for a young actor to, you know, he's supposed to be this savior, this chosen one.
Right.
So, you know, the shoulders that he's having to, you know, deal with, it's really intense when you think about like if I was that age, like how would I be able to perform in this gigantic movie and supposed to be this big character. So I think they did do a good job at the storytelling and setting the, I guess, not really not the original layout, because, you know, we have a blueprint prior, but I think it was, for me, it's the storytelling, and I can go back and put it on and still be satisfied watching it. You know what I mean?
Right.
How about you?
It's definitely the so you have the, you know, seeds being planted to show us the story of Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
So you can argue if that's the central theme or not, because you also have like the equally compelling political intrigue, which I would say wasn't immediately set up well, but I mean, the movie itself was set up pretty well, because opening scene, you have the Jedi coming in and they're going to do the negotiations, and they're kind of attacked. And so you get a good introduction, I guess, to the Jedi.
Yeah.
You see them blocking shots. You see them using force speed, which is like the first time ever. I was like, I heard about that, but I never saw it. It's a standoff. Let's go. You know, and you're just
amazing.
like, and you see them blinking in the background because they're just going so fast. I was just like, oh, I like these guys already.
Yeah.
Monster destroyers. You know, you get the lame Ewan McGregor British accent. But anyway, I mean, so as far as like as a kid, like it was great setup in terms of interest. It captured me. And then you know, the setups, the further character development stuff would obviously come later, but for me, to hang my hat on was just getting introduced to the Jedi. We are starting Anakin Skywalker's story, essentially his saga within it, and then we're seeing the political intrigue that kind of was in behind the scenes that actually contributed to his growth, and then eventually fall
the downfall
to the dark side. And then we find out that Senator Palpatine is actually is actually Emperor Palpatine. And I kind of felt something, because I was like, that dude looks like the same dude under the cloak, and he sounds the same. So I'm like,
And there's a great book. There's a
Crazy.
There's a great book, if you guys get a chance. It's called Plagueis. It's about everything that Plagueis does, leading all the way up to the end of Revenge of the Sith. Like Plagueis was in the background since the opera of when he goes, have you ever heard of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Anyway, Austin, the thing that you hang your hat on.
Just kind of like what Marcus and Sonny were saying, pretty much just to set up for Anakin, kind of just setting up kind of what everyone kind of knows what's going to happen, but you don't really know what's going to happen in the middle of the story. So it's kind of like, oh, this is going to be Darth Vader, but how does he become the Sith? How does he turn dark? Because you hear Obi-Wan in the New Hope, he betrayed his father, like, but what happened? And like, so it's kind of like the intrigue, like, ooh, let's see what happens when he turns into Darth Vader. So yeah, I just thought about that, and I thought, we got Jar Jar Binks as well. My favorite. I'm just kidding.
wow, shut your mouth. Oh, it's also like a good kind of Obi-Wan story too. Like we see the friendship. Sure. We see the friendship between him and young Anakin, and then we also see kind of like where Padme and Anakin kind of meet as well. So you have a lot of
it's all the seeds.
You have a lot of seeds planted.
And credit goes really to the Clone Wars and some of the animated stuff that we've seen with Dave Filoni, and some of the things that they made to make this movie a lot better for me to watch as a re-aging, which is why I think it aged well for me. Right. But we want to know what you guys think. Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, run it back here at Into the West Comics. Leave a comment below. Let us know, hey, did you like this movie? Yeah. Tell us why. Did you not like this movie? Tell us why. Either way, we know that Star Wars fans are the most least toxic fans in the world, so we can't wait to hear what you have to say. I want to thank our panel, Sonny, Marcus, Austin, and Quan, our wonderful producer. If you haven't already, go ahead and check Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, some of the other things that we've ran back before. We love you. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace. Take care. Brush your hair. Yeah. Bye, guys.